For the first time in the history of the Hall of Teams, this story is not about professionals. It's not about million-dollar contracts, packed stadiums, or global fame. It is about a group of young players from Alberta who climbed a mountain no Canadian team had ever conquered. And they stayed there. I'm your host, Kirk Jensen, and for me, this story is personal. I'm not only the host of this documentary, I was also the head coach of the team you were about to meet. Players I first coached when they were just 7 years old. For 10 years, I watched a group of young men from Alberta become something no Canadian AAA roller hockey team had ever become before, an international dynasty. I have represented Canada internationally in inline hockey and coached at the highest levels of the sport. But this is not about me. It is about a team who entered a sport in a country that was not theirs. They walked into American rinks against programs that had never heard of them. And when those programs finally did hear of them, they spent the next 3 summers trying to stop them. Today, we tell their story. We begin above a country defined by distance. From the western interior of the continent, the land opens wide and unhurried. This is hockey country. But the game it knows best is played on ice, not wheels. Alberta, a place where the horizon is not the background, it is the measure of everything, defined by natural resources, diversity, and pride. The Rocky Mountains hold the western edge, and the prairie runs east until the sky takes over. Edmonton, the capital, born on the North Saskatchewan River, the route that everything once traveled. The city league where many would find each other, drawing from communities across the province, far from the American rinks, where this game was supposed to belong. This is where the game becomes something else. Not inherited, but chosen. Not expected, but built. A story that begins like all great stories, in a place where no one was looking. First, we trace the origins of roller hockey. Then we step into the identity of this program, the 3 words that hold everything together. Next, the first taste of the international stage, and the question asked that reshapes the future of the team. After that, we meet the 5 players that form the spine of the dynasty. Then come the championships, 3 of them, each harder to win than the last. The battles fought off the floor as much as on it. The greatest game ever played, the morning they mercied their way into history. And finally, we arrive at legacy. What this team built, what it means, and why it belongs here. Chapter 1, Origins. Every sport has an origin story. Most of them begin in obvious places. Rugby at a school in England, basketball in a gymnasium in Massachusetts, baseball on a field in the American Northeast. Inline roller hockey has its roots, as best as anyone can tell, on asphalt in Vienna, Austria in 1938. The earliest known footage comes from a newsreel produced by an Italian film agency. The images do not show hockey. They show athletes on quad roller skates, pinned with racing numbers, sprinting down an open road. They also show something that's just as important: organized, governed, official. What came next was just a matter of time and invention. The first National Roller Hockey Championship was played on quad-wheeled skates in 1962 at Pershing Auditorium in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Detroit Wildcats defeated the Fort Wayne Chiefs 3-1. The sport is regional, niche, and known mostly to people who already love roller skating. What it needs to go to the next level is a proper skate. It arrives by way of Minneapolis. Scott Olson wanted to skate all year wherever he went. So he found a pair of roller skates that happened to have the wheels in a line. And he called it Rollerblade.
A better wheel that would grip the surface. I came up with a boot that anybody can skate in. It just gives you the support that you got to have. Instantly, I really felt that this thing was going to be a big success, and it has.
By the mid-1990s, the industry he helped create peaked at nearly $500 million. Olson had not just built a better skate, he had created a leisure activity and then a sport.
Welcoming you back to the PBH Bowl in Huntington Beach, California, the inaugural season of Pro Beach Hockey, and once again a showdown between heavy metal and the Express.
It was just like sort of this idea of let's do pro beach hockey and put a hockey rink on a beach and let's make the backs have ramps on it. You know, I think in their mind they thought, you know, hockey players are going to go up and like do tricks off of it, but the ramps were so steep, like everybody literally was scared to death of them. They would show it on ESPN and ESPN2, which was like the coolest thing at the time.
Free out, Siebel makes contact with Peter Dale, trying to redirect it in the direction of James Fuji, but redirected that shot wide. Ball is collected by Chad Siebel inside dog peck territory, and as there's a three-car pileup on the wing, add a fourth.
There's Peter Dale in the middle of everything again with Chad Siebel. Two of the guys for the heavy metal stand up for their team, force a turnover, and immediately we've got a goal. Tim Hennon, the proud recipient of a lot of muck from Peter Dale.
Just like that, it's anybody's game.
Every team had its own restaurant and hotel to go with afterwards, and you know, there was bands and music and people on the beach, and they really did a great job of making it.
The Fédération Internationale de Roller Sports, or FIRS, organized the first World Inline Hockey Championship.
You know, 1995 was the first year that they had a World Championships. It was in Chicago, and I was about 25 years old, and I was able to play on that first team. So I sort of have that, you know, that significance of being on the first ever U.S. national team.
In fact, U.S. is even in this championship game. Well, they were outskated by Finland, but the score came up 5-4. What you're going to see right here is a couple of different skating styles. Pappas with the puck right now, and what's going to happen is they are so good at possessing the puck. The game that got them here, 85% of the time, it was Canada who had that puck over Austria. U.S. has to even that out, and it has to start with face-offs.
We did end up winning that event. We had some crazy games. Teams like Great Britain and Australia just starting out, you know, up to obviously games against Canada and the Finns that were much better.
In 1996, the International Ice Hockey Federation, or the IIHF, launched its own Inline Hockey World Championship, and national programs began to rise across Europe, the Americas, and Asia. In North America, the deepest pipelines ran through the specific corridors, California and the American Midwest, where hockey was a major part of life. Canada, even with its ice hockey identity, was not one of those major regions. Which brings us to Alberta. In rinks across the Edmonton area, a group of players born in 2003 begin to find each other each spring after hockey season. In the Edmonton Inline League, they are known as the Bears. Year after year, they win 7 city championships between 2009 and 2017. But the wins are not the story. The way they win is, they are moved up. They play older teams, bigger teams, stronger teams. They do not get comfortable. They learn to trust the pass. They learn that skill alone is not enough. They are learning a language. 3 words: possession, passing, patience. If they are coached these 3 words at 7, it will be part of their DNA at 16. That is all that is being built in those early years. Not a dynasty, a language. A way of moving through the game that will, in time, move through everything else.
It was never in my head that the same guys that I played recreational inline with in my home city, I'd be getting gold put around my neck, defeating every single United State, like 4 or 5 years later. I never would have thought of that. I never would have thought we'd be there together. I never envisioned it, but I'm glad it happened.
Crest and Colors. Every team carries a symbol, a crest, a color, a mark that says who they are. For Team Alberta, the symbol is not invented, it is inherited. In 1907, King Edward VII granted the province of Alberta its shield of arms. Each piece of the Team Alberta crest carries that weight. At the top of the emblem sit the Rocky Mountains, standing over Alberta's western edge. Beneath them is the Red Cross of St. George, connecting Alberta's British history. At the sides stand golden wheat stalks, symbols of the prairie fields that shaped generations of farming communities and small towns. And at the center of it, a puck, not floating, not placed, breaking through. It rises through the middle of the emblem, cutting a path forward, a direct line through 100 years of provincial history. The team colors are Alberta Blue and Alberta Gold. In 1984, the province adopted them as the official colors, drawn directly from the landscape itself. The blue represents the vast skies, and the gold represents the endless fields of wheat. The Crest and Colors carry a strong pride for the province, and in the roller hockey world, they now carry something else when opponents see them walk in the rink. Doubt. Chapter 2, the first test. In April of 2014, a phone rings in Edmonton. On the other end is Ted Zylstra, president of the Alberta Minor Roller Hockey Association. He has a question. Kirk, we are taking Team Alberta for different age groups to the World Championships in Indiana this August. We want to take a 2003 team and would like you to be the head coach. Are you in? The answer is yes before the question is finished. State Wars, Fort Wayne, Indiana, August 2014. Through the qualifying rounds, Team Alberta qualifies for the AA division. They play well, they compete with energy and a system built on the 3 words. They dominate Colorado in the semifinal and lose to Ontario in the final. They come home with a silver medal in AA. Not gold, but something more important, a foothold. They know what the stage looks like now. They know what it feels like to compete on it, and they know they can do more. In a season-ending note to the players, the coach writes, State Wars, we have now had a taste, and know we will be back. And next time, we will be hungrier for more.
I knew in 2014 because you were on top of it. You came up to the office and you said, guys, we'll be back. And the year after, you guys just got better, and you were just missing that piece or two. And then from there, it was game on.
1 year later, 2015, in St. Peters, Missouri, same championship, different ambition. Team Alberta does something no Alberta team has done in 6 years. They qualify for the AAA division, the division where Michigan, Missouri, Wisconsin, California, and the rest of the giants in the sport play. They lose in the quarterfinals to Wisconsin. The drive back to the hotel is quiet. The coach asked the 3 players sitting in the back seat a question. Would you rather have won gold in AA or finished 5th in AAA? Without taking a breath, in complete unison, 3 voices answer.
5th in AAA every time.
Taking a 5th in AAA.
5th in AAA.
That was the moment their coach knew the mountain could be summited. That answer becomes the foundation of everything that follows. Not the trophy, the end goal. These kids did not want to just win a medal. They want the summit, the AAA title that is the de facto world championship of youth roller hockey. They develop through the winter in ice hockey, through the roller league played in the spring, all for one goal, all shaped by that one answer on the way back to a hotel in St. Louis, Missouri. Chapter 3, the 5 pillars. Every dynasty is built on a foundation. For the 2003 Team Alberta, that foundation is 5 players who returned every championship year, who absorbed the system completely. Jaden Smith, number 8, forward, captain, the team leader, the player around whom everything is designed. Smith is not the fastest player on the floor, not the biggest, not the most physically imposing. What he is the most complete. He finds the back door. He reads the play one step ahead of everyone else. He scores goals that should not be possible and sets up goals that should not be there. When the game is on the line, you want the puck on his stick. Peyton McDonald-Correa, number 19, defense assistant captain. The coach calls him D1, the player who does the work, who will jump into the play from nowhere. McDonald-Correa is the engine of the defense and the offense, the player who creates pressure before anyone else has arrived, the player who turns every mistake into a scoring chance. He is the player who feeds on the biggest stage and imposes his resolve in the biggest moments. Michael Jensen, number 11, defense assistant captain, the player who sees the entire floor and plays pass first, who almost never does anything that deviates from the system, the player who makes everyone who has their stick in an open lane a threat. Jensen is the son of the head coach. He carries that weight without complaint and without ever using it. He plays defense the way the system demands. First there, last to leave. Always between the puck and the net. With defense partner Peyton, the two play as three. Caleb Dick, number 7, speed in a shot. The player who connects the system. Dick is the one who finds the open space or makes it with his speed and IQ. He reads pressure, relieves it, and retains the possession before the other team has time to reset. Never too high, never down. He is the quiet one on the team who is not quiet on the surface. Confident and highly respected by his teammates, coaches, and opponents. As cool as Arctic ice and as dangerous as a sniper's patience.
As a kid, I was always a pretty shy, quiet kid. And I think just over time of playing with you and the same group of guys over the years, I found myself more comfortable, and that really helped me in my play too, and I felt like a more confident player overall.
Caden Strome, number 30, goaltender. 3 championships, 1 crease. In all 3 championship runs, in every high-leverage game, in every moment where a single save changes the outcome, Strome is there. The dynasty was built in front of him. He made sure it stayed there. Brian Smith, assistant coach. The 5 players are the spine. Brian Smith is the second set of eyes that keeps the spine straight. He comes on the bench in 2015, and he never leaves. He is the father of the captain, but what he gives this team has nothing to do with bloodline. He reads the same surface the head coach reads. He knows how to motivate young men. He is the wingman every head coach hopes to find, and most never do. 3 championships are won on the floor. They are also won on the bench. Brian Smith is there for all of it.
I saw the kids grow up together. I saw the team just become, like, off ice. They watched out for each other. They wanted to check their egos. They were humble. They were nice kids. In the hotels, we got people complimenting us about how great they were. I think what amazed me is just what a grounded bunch of players we had who were young men that were more mature than their ages. But there was nobody like Kirk Jensen who could rally the troops and get them going, because some of your classic speeches in the dressing room, and the voice was louder and louder. I know there were times there were people outside who were just, when we would open the door, and they'd be like, oh my goodness, like, what was going on in there?
I have said for years that a coach is only as good as the players who let him coach. These 5 let me. Brian helped me. Everything else followed. Trivia from the Hall. The Fort McMurray Wildfire Tryouts. The summer of 2016 was supposed to begin like all others. Players trickling into a rink in Spruce Grove. Tim McManus and Greg Thompson from State Wars had traveled from New York to lead the tryouts. Coaches with clipboards, the ritual of evaluations. But the spring of 2016 brought the Fort McMurray wildfire, one of the most destructive natural disasters in Canadian history. Evacuation orders emptied the city of Fort McMurray and surrounding communities. Relief centers opened up across the province. And one of those centers was the Tri-Leisure Centre in Spruce Grove, where Team Alberta had planned to hold tryouts. The session relocated, the schedule shifted. Some families were managing far more than a hockey commitment that spring, but the players still showed up. It is a small detail in a larger story, but it matters because it tells you something about who these families were. They came from a province that had just watched 90,000 people leave their homes and evacuate their communities in just 4 hours. And they still came to the rink, because for these kids, the rink was the one place that felt safe and where everything made sense. Chapter 4, Taking the Summit. Fort Wayne, Indiana, summer of 2016. Team Alberta arrives as a recognized AAA team. The memory of the Wisconsin quarterfinal loss is sharp and bitter. They arrive with something to prove. The depth of the 2003 division was second to none. At the end of the qualifying round, there were 5 teams tied for first place. After the tiebreaker, it would be number 1 Alberta playing number 4 Ontario. Number 2 Michigan would play number 3 Missouri. When Canadian players wear the maple leaf together, they are as forged as a Canadian shield. When they stand off wearing their respective provincial colors, few rivalries can match the intensity. July 31st, 2016 at 8:40 in the evening. That intensity will come to fruition against Ontario. Alberta has never beaten Ontario for any birth year, qualifying round, or playoffs for 11 straight state wars. This was going to be the clash of West versus East for the bragging rights to the Maple Leaf, for the rights to go to the final, for the rights to go for gold.
I remember before the game, because I'm born in Ontario, grew up in Alberta. So I'm going against them and I'm ready to beat them, to go to the finals. I remember we played a great game. It was a very close game, very hard game. And towards the end of the game, there was a little scuffle, you could say. And a couple penalties, we were all worried, couple maybe get a suspension or whatever. But that's just right. We were the only two Canadian teams at that time, I believe. So it was just big rivalry. Things heated up at the end.
All right, folks, it's a 2003 AAA semifinal. It's Alberta in the white and Ontario in the yellow and purple. Prue gets it back to the point. Prue gets it back on the circle. Back to the point. Now it goes across. Adam Law. Law fires and scores. The only reason there's not a lot of goals scored off of turnovers, as many as there would be. There's a shot and a goal.
I've seen a lot, and tying goals in a pro game, winning goals in overtime off turnovers. A shot and a goal there.
There's a rebound goal, 2-1, and Alberta has quickly responded with 2 goals, and they've got all the momentum in this game.
The skills competition at this level with Mr. Cripps and Mr. Collins, I was impressed with the 2003 skills competition. Oh, and a goal!
Caleb Dick will recover now for Alberta.
Oh,
there's
and another
goal
by Smith. What a pass across to Smith, though.
Jaden Smith of Alberta makes it 4-1, and Alberta has now taken complete control of this game.
For the full 2 periods, 2 provincial teams battle where no quarter is asked and no quarter is given. The game is played like 2 hockey powers with almost hockey rules, contact and grit. Alberta dominates the game. 21 shots to Ontario's 11. And then with 2 seconds left on the clock, it all comes apart. A brawl ensues on the far boards with frustration hitting the boiling point.
And oh man, we got a battle going on to the end of in the rink, the Alberta end, and they are jamming each other. We've got a line brawl in here in the 2003 division. Larry Adagoki pulling players out. Ontario and Alberta, a provincial battle. And we're still going, and moms are on top of the glass. We got moms yelling in the stands. We got moms on top of the boards, moms on top of the glass. There's bodies everywhere, and it's only a 2003 birth year.
Multiple penalties are called. There's bodies everywhere, and it's only a 2003 birth year. What is not visible in the chaos is what the Alberta coach is doing. He is saying, get back. Do not get sucked in. They have nothing to lose. We have everything to lose. We are heading to the gold medal match. The referees hear every word. After the horn, he does not focus on or congratulate his players on the win. Today, that will be Brian's job. He has one mission. Make sure everyone from Alberta is playing tomorrow. He asks the referee to come away from the bench and ask what he saw and the full details of what will go into the report. The coach asks, will there be any suspensions for Alberta? The answer he receives is clear. There will be no suspensions for Team Alberta. He goes back to the hotel. The team eats, the team sleeps. Late that night, the email arrives. The message from Tim McManus, the State Wars presidents. Players from both semifinal teams are being suspended. For Alberta, the next game is the championship. Alberta's captain, Jaden Smith, will not be playing. The gold medal final is less than 12 hours away. The coach emails back. He requests a meeting before the championship game. He has one request: bring the referee into the room. The next morning, 1 hour before the championship, the coach walks upstairs to Tim's office. In the hallway outside, the team manager, Sue Klein, is waiting. She is almost in tears. Inside, Tim McManus is behind his desk. Both men know each other and have respect for each other. The conversation is direct, respectful, and hard. Tim says Jaden will be suspended for the championship. The coach says, our players were not looking to get into a fight. He says, what do you expect me to do, Kirk? Only suspend one team's players? The coach says our captain deserves to be playing in this championship final. In the coaches' meeting, you said the referee's decision was final. I'm not asking for any favors or exceptions. I'm asking for the rules you set out in the coaches' meeting to be honored. McManus pauses. He looks at the coach with a stare as hard as kerosene. He says, stay there, I'll be back. He walks downstairs to the referee's room. Time passes. When McManus returns, he walks briskly past him, not stopping, not making eye contact. Jaden can play, now get out of here. The coach says thank you and quickly steps back into the hallway. Sue looks at Kirk, searching for any sign of an answer. Without emotion and with adrenaline still rushing through his veins, he says 2 words on his way to the dressing room. Jaden's playing. He goes downstairs to the dressing room. Nobody knows who is going to be suspended. The coach has kept that from them. He does not want anyone carrying that stress and weight before the biggest game of their career. The coach walks into the room. With a sharp tone, he says, boys, we're all going this morning. We've won the battle upstairs. Now it's time to win the battle downstairs.
You know, we're all fully dressed. We were ready to go, and you were still, battling upstairs. And when you said that, we were all just instantly focused. That was it. We knew it was game on.
The coach has done his job. They will not skate onto the surface this day. They will fly. Game time. The gold medal final. Fort Wayne Recplex, Monday, August 1st, 2016. Across the floor, Michigan. 3-time defending AAA champions. Navy, gold, and swagger. The standard of the sport. They have won this championship in 2013, 2014, and 2015. They are the dynasty. They are the benchmark. They are the team every other team has been measured against for 3 straight years.
We were so prepared. We were so riled up, ready to go, because you've been preparing us forever. Even when we were playing in Edmonton, you're saying if we're losing a game, get ready. Pretend we're playing Michigan. Come back, take over. So when we're playing them, it was that time, and we got to meet them in the finals, which was special. So we were more than prepared, and we were ready.
Behind their bench is Tom Simo. The players are introduced. The anthems play. Alberta versus Michigan. These are the right teams. This is the right place. This is the right time for it all.
Everyone, and welcome back. SWH Live. As we get set for the 2003 AAA Final, Team Alberta and Team Michigan. Michigan in the gold and black. They'll go from right to left. And Alberta in the white, blue, and yellow. They'll go from left to right.
1 minute and 13 seconds in, Luke Klein to Jaden Smith.
Back out in front, a chance for Smith, he scores!
Power play. Caleb Dick feeds Peyton McDonald Korea. Alberta scores.
But Alberta doesn't care, they're gonna come in and score.
Alberta's making it look easy right now.
Out front it goes, Alberta scores again! Smith gets his second of the game, it's now 3-0.
This isn't even a game right now, man.
Michigan has barely touched the puck this entire game.
3 goals in 7 minutes against the 3-time defending champions. Michigan is reeling, and the announcers are saying, this isn't even a game. The Alberta coach is no different. It's not if, but when they will turn it on. On the bench, we're saying push. Let's get the next one. Keep pushing. And then Michigan does what Michigan does.
If they can get a shorty here, that'd be huge for Michigan.
And they're going to have a chance on the breakaway. Simo
That's a huge goal from Simo.
At 11:33, Cutter Gauthier, the 5th overall pick in the 2022 NHL draft, scores from Rutger McGroarty, who would be the 14th overall pick in that same NHL draft.
Alberta's got to figure something out to gain that momentum back, because right now they've got none.
Chance for Michigan in front.
Oh, boy. We've got a game now.
Period 2. And then Michigan again.
Only one skater difference, not too much, but here comes Michigan. Wrist shot, they score!
Power plays have been pretty effective in this game, and they're going to have to remain to be effective.
Late in the period with Alberta hanging on, Rutger McGroarty ties it from Ferguson.
May to the far side. Brought in. Ferguson gets it in front. They score! McGroarty ties the game at 4 with a minute 20 left in the second.
Regulation ends. The first AAA gold medal final in Team Alberta history is going to overtime.
Overtime. 2003 AAA championship. Winner gets gold, loser gets silver. All it takes is one goal to do it. Michigan wins the opening face-off of overtime. They'll go from right to left. Alberta from left to right. Michigan has it. This one's thrown up to Brustewitz. Scratch at Simo. Simo coming in. And the near circle. Spins back, goes over to the back door. That one sent wide. A wraparound try comes out front.
Oh,
it's sent wide. Back out front again. This one's laying at the post. And taken by McDonald Coria. Can't get much closer than that, George.
That was so close. I think he missed by a couple of inches there, man. I don't know if he got the save there. I don't know if Strom saved it or if it just pushed wide.
Now in. Far circle to the back door for Smith. He shoots and scores! Jaden Smith, the overtime winner. And Alberta's the 2003 AAA champions.
They had possession of the puck and they made a shot. Puck went down back into the corner. Then they brought it around, tried to tuck it in. It came back out. It went over. They shot it again, and then it came back out to them. They passed it across, and by that time I'm on the ground because you can't slide around, right? So I'm on the ground, and then I go from one side to the other and dive right over, and you can see my hand's right there on the line, but it's above it, and I just grab it. That was one of my best saves ever. It was just moments of craziness.
They had one forechecker coming at me. I was on the left side. I went forehand backhand on the first guy. A little risky with the last man back there, but and then the second guy came and he almost had his stick in the same position. I wanted when I was thinking of what to do, the first move worked, so I did it again. And then when I looked up, it was a 2-on-1, but it was like becoming a 3-on-1 with Luke coming in high and Jaden back door. And I remember just seeing Jaden, and it's hard not to give that guy the puck right in front of the net. So I did my best, and I got it through, and he did what he does best, and he put it in the net.
I did want the puck. I was calling for it. I knew I could score. I wanted. I was yelling for it, and then I shot wide open net.
He's number 8. Jaden Smith gets 4 goals. I'm going to be down here in front of the Alberta bench.
That's an impressive effort from him. And a great job by Alberta to stay focused after all the ruckus that happened last night.
That's huge for them.
All right, George, looks like you're ready. Go ahead, take it away.
Yep, Drefty, I've got Jaden Smith, 4 goals in this game, buddy. Tell me how it feels to be a champion.
Feels great, beating Michigan, 3-time defending champion. It's great.
That's awesome. Tell me how you and your guys did it. I mean, you came down here. They came back from 2 goals down. You had a 3-goal lead at a time in this game. Did you ever panic in this game?
No, not really. We just had heart, and we just battled through, thanks to our coach.
That's awesome. Tell me about your overtime goal, man. A great pass from your teammate. Tell me about how that goal happened.
He just went through everybody and then passed it across, and I just shot it in.
Across 39 divisions of that 2016 State Wars World Hockey Championships, Team Alberta is one of 3 teams to bring a gold medal outside the United States borders. They are the second Alberta team in the history of the championship to win AAA. And because Michigan held the championship title for the last 3 summers and finally lost it, Alberta has ended a dynasty in the act of starting their own. Trivia from the Hall, the bear on the jersey. In the early years of roller hockey in Alberta, most teams did not really have identities. The league handed out simple jerseys, basic colors on the back, and that was good enough to play. But one team decided that was not enough. Inspired by the AHL Hershey Bears logo, they became the first league team in Alberta to create fully custom jerseys, both home and away. Not league sweaters, not generic tops. A real crest, a real design. Something players could identify with the moment they pulled it over their shoulders. The bear across the chest quickly became recognizable around the league and across the province. And on the back were the paw prints, each one representing championships earned along the way. League titles, provincial championships, Western regional championships. Every season added another mark to the story. At the time, they stood out completely. The Bonecrackers, coached by Corey Mashinsky, followed suit the next season. Then others did. Today, custom jerseys are common across roller hockey in Alberta. Nearly every team now has its own colors, crest, and identity. But one team got there first. For them, the jersey was never something to play in. It was something to become. Chapter 5, the greatest game ever played. Taylor, Michigan, just outside of Detroit, summer of 2017. The Taylor Sportsplex. The defending champions arrive in the state of their greatest rival on a floor that Michigan considers home ground. They are not unknown anymore. Every team in the bracket has the Team Alberta 03s circled on their schedule. Every coach has prepared for them. Every player wants to be the one who ends the Alberta run. The Alberta coach sees the Michigan coach, Tom Simo, in the concourse before the start of the championship. He asks Tom, "How's your team looking this year?" He says, "Stronger than last year. We are at home this year, so all our top players are here." The Alberta coach tries to hide his shock. Better than last year? Oof, this is going to be a mountain. Qualifying round. Alberta defeats Ontario 2-1. Game 2, Wednesday afternoon, Alberta against Wisconsin, the team that ended their 2015 run in the quarterfinals. Alberta controls the game. Up 3-1 late in the second period. They have outshot Wisconsin 16-11. The defending champions are in command. And then something happens that almost ends the entire 2017 championship bid. State Wars gives out individual awards. All tournament teams, most valuable player, best forward, best defenseman, best goaltender. Players noticed by these selection committees during the qualifying rounds, often with individual points being a major metric. Some Alberta players begin playing for those notices. They hold the puck a beat longer, they shoot when they should pass. Maybe on a subconscious level, they look to pad personal statistics. 2 minutes are left in the game, and Alberta is up 3-1. And in 30 seconds, Wisconsin scores 3 goals. No power plays, no bad bounces, just 3 goals in 30 seconds against a team that forgot what the most important metric was. Team wins. The horn sounds. Wisconsin 4, Alberta 3. The coach walks into the dressing room afterwards. He does not yell. He stands in the center of the room and waits for everyone to look up. I am not normally a garbage can kicker, but I could kick one through the wall right now. There are individual awards at this tournament. There are all-star selections. Some of you started playing for them tonight, and you might have cost this team a chance at the playoffs for a AAA championship. We come together as a team or we fail. It is your choice. Captain, the room is yours. He walks out, he closes the door. He does not look back. There is only what happens next.